What's happening, guys? We are back. It is March 13th. You got Beat the Line broadcast episode 24, UFC Vegas 88, Tuivasa versus Marcin Tybura. Let's do a quick little recap of last card. I mean, I was live in Miami. The vibes were unreal. MVP's walkout was, I mean, you could tell, even though Dana was like, oh, I'm not very happy with it, yada, yada, he put a lot of money into that because that was like a walkout like I haven't seen before. Like, they really put like all the light show, the music, everything. It was probably the best walkout the entire card had. And, you know, he performed like a top star, honestly, which I was surprised about. He made Kevin Holland kind of look like a fool. What did you guys think? What was your favorite fight of the card in 299?
I mean, I was impressed with MVP. He made Kevin Holland look like an amateur on the feet. That was crazy.
I'd probably say the Poirier's performance was probably the best, in my opinion.
O'Malley, too. I mean,
O'Malley looked, dude. O'Malley showed out too. O'Malley was very impressive. Everyone was talking about Cheeto getting that one shot, whatever. I'm surprised. Cheeto's chin was impressive after that knee.
Oh yeah, dude.
You should have heard that live, bro. It was crazy.
One of the best chin of all time, dude. Crazy. Like, that was crazy. But I'm happy that I've seen O'Malley go 5 rounds. And yeah, man. Probably gonna get O'Malley versus Merab next. And yeah, BSD Poirier. BSD is gonna be back, dude. Like, I know people hate that he's making excuses, but he was sick for real. He was out of cardio after 5 minutes. What is that? We've never seen that before.
I kind of hope we get. I mean, I hope the buy-in price for him later on is something special because we get something.
They're probably gonna book him with like Dariush or Fiziev or something like that.
I heard Fiziev or dude. I would love. They should give him that Paddy Pimblett fight. Let him smoke Paddy Pimblett real quick.
That's not happening. I don't think. But yeah, GDM. I mean, he was down on the scorecard and his arm was broken, and he still got the KO in the third round with a knee. That was sick, dude.
Yeah, I was sitting in my chair going, my money's fucking gone. And then out of nowhere, bang. Took care of it. It was awesome.
Michel Pereira, dude. Pereira, dude. Yeah. That was crazy. The little dance before walkout, and then he got that KO from me. Everybody was saying, oh, Michel like J-Tech. Mikal, right? He's gonna kill. He's dangerous early. Might hurt him to the body. The opposite happened. He smoked him. He's a different beast at 185, dude.
100%. It really was. It was an awesome card to go see and experience.
What about Joe and Wood spinning back fist in the third round?
I wasn't in the building I didn't get in the building till halfway through the CJ Vergara and Asu fight. I got stuck in the Miami traffic.
Yeah, that was a sick card, dude. I think we all made money on it, so that's good.
Yeah, let's go quick breakdown. Breakdown how much you guys made, how much you didn't make. What's good? Let's go over that quickly, and then we'll kind of jump right into this week's card.
Yeah, for sure. So I made 10.6 unit on the card. So I made 3.1K on it, and I also had PFL in the same week, and I made 4.55 units. So I had like a 15.5 unit week last week. So that was a blast, dude. I was so happy. 4.5K. That was a great week, and yeah, man, back on the win streak. So
awesome. Key, how about you? Drav, while he's breaking this down, go and share the link on Twitter saying that we're live. I just did the same thing, and for some reason, when we post this link to the live show, the thumbnail actually shows up on Twitter. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong with the other one, but this one worked. Key, how about you? How'd you do for 299?
Yeah, on 299, I went up plus 10.6 units. I actually lost a little bit on PFL. So I went up plus 10.6 units on the card. It would have been crazy if Jailton doesn't get hammer fisted to hell, or if BSD doesn't die. So yes, I was probably those two away from having probably one of the craziest weeks I've ever had. But it was a solid week.
So yeah, I had the over 1.5 in the BSD Poirier. I won that by like 2 seconds.
That's crazy, bro. Yeah, actually 2 seconds because it was 2:32. That's unbelievable. Yeah, same thing. Almeida kind of messed me up a little bit, and so did BSD. Those are my two biggest spots. I mean, Almeida round one looked unbelievable. Looked like he was going to destroy Blades, and then I just don't get why he didn't let go of that single leg. I don't get it. Why hold on to a single when you don't have the takedown and just get pounded?
You just quit, dude. You quit.
Wait, what do you mean he quit? He wasn't tired, bro. He was 5 minutes into the fight.
Nah, you got hit a little bit too hard and you just quit. You didn't want to fight anymore.
Unbelievable. Well, I went 6-6 plus 1.48 units, I believe. You can insert the meme with the farmer. It ain't much, but it's honest work because that's what it is. But yeah, so we all profited this card. I mean, we profited the past few events, all of us together. So we're going to keep doing it with this card. Let's start top to bottom with this one. First fight of the night we have is Tuivasa versus Marcin Tybura. Tuivasa is 15-6. He's 30 years old, 6'2" with a 75-inch reach. Marcin Tybura is 24-8. He's 38, 6'3" with a 78-inch reach. You can get Tuivasa anywhere from -113 to -121, and Marcin Tybura plus 105 to -104. Dravhy, do you think Tuivasa is going to walk right through here and knock Tybura out, or do you think Tybura is going to actually implement the wrestling game plan and take him to a decision?
I'll be honest. I don't have a good read on this fight. I think it's a weird fight. I think either Ty is going to look good and knock him out, or he's going to get wrestle fuck. I don't really know because Tybura's life to just get on top. And if he gets on top, I'm not sure Ty's going to get up. So it might be the round. He's not super dangerous, though, Tybura, but he's decent. I mean, he can strike, but I just don't think his chin is good enough. So I think Ty probably crack him at some point. Ty's going to be faster, more powerful, more durable, but he's on a three-fight losing streak, and he all got finished in these fights. And yeah, I just don't really know how he is mentally. Tybura is also coming back after a KO loss. He's older. I think there's good spots on this card, but to me, that's a pick 'em. I don't feel like if anything, you just bet Ty, but again, I just don't feel good about it. Even the KO is like the same price of the money line, so yeah, just a weird fight, and I'm just gonna pass. But I'm gonna pick Ty to get a knockout. I don't know what you guys think, but just feel
plus
like
100 plus 100 on the KO prop is completely disgusting.
It's -115 on Bet Online now.
I mean, how could you? That's I don't even. It doesn't make sense to play that to me. I don't know. Key, what do you think?
That fight doesn't make sense for being a main event. Like, what are we doing here? They both got finished last time out, and now they're on the main event. You give me Ceerod versus Dulgarian in the main event. Give me that.
Yeah, seriously. Key, what do you got for this one? Tybura or Tuivasa?
I wanted a Tybura bet, but he definitely is just not able to be able to actually put slight dog money on him. I think that Ty's the spot. I know that there's been a lot of videos of Ty tearing his meniscus. He did have his meniscus completely removed, I believe, which is a regular thing. Dwayne Wade has done it. Multiple basketball players have done it. So that isn't some crazy thing that's going to derail him. I do think that's a little quick, but as long as he doesn't, he's had decent get-up skills in the past, and Tybura isn't some crazy wrestler that's going to wrestle fuck him for 15. So I think that Ty eventually finds the chin and puts him away.
Yeah, I agree. I tend to lean. We're getting tied to Tuivasa here, who you look at his last five versus Tybura's last five, and it's pretty much night and day. They both got the Volkov effect, as we talked about, right? And we saw how they both dealt with it. Obviously, Volkov was completely annihilating what's his name, Tybura, and he kind of beat up on and subbed Ty. So we kind of got a very recent look at how both guys look. That's a very comparable to kind of see. This is kind of just like a shitty punch or a shitty fight, but you look Ty just got Volkov, Pavlovich, Gon, Lewis, Sakai. That's pretty good last 5 fights. Then you got Aspinall, Ivanov, Romanov, Volkov, Walt Harris. Like, not even comparable. So, I mean, I think you got to lean Ty here. I don't think you play the KO prop. That's kind of ugly. I think what you do is you same game parlay Ty with an over 1.5 rounds, get him at plus money and probably take that because I think they do take a round to kind of get things going. Let's look at the next fight on the card. Next fight is our boy, Brian Battle versus Ange Loosa. Brian Battle's 10-2, 29, 6'1" with a 77-inch reach. Ange Loosa is 10-3, 29, 5'10" with a 74-inch reach. You can get Brian Battle anywhere from minus 175 to 180. You get Ange Loosa anywhere from plus 157 to plus 145. Drav, I'm going to have you start since Ange Loosa is your boy and you told me you're going to max bet him against Brian Battle. Why do you think Brian Battle doesn't finish Ange Loosa?
Yeah, I've never said that, but Ange Loosa's my boy. I mean, I've backed him in his last 2 fights, but dude, he scared the shit out of me. He almost died twice, dude. I mean, AJ Fletcher, I had him on skates. He was turning over. He was done. But then you just shoot a takedown, so that was dumb on his part. And then he was looking very good in the Reese-Mickey fight, but he got hurt again in the 3rd round. I just feel like he's going to get finished. I know he's a dog, and he's very hard to finish, but I feel like he's going to get finished at some point, and it might be the fight that he gets finished here because Battle's a good finisher. He's bigger than him. He's longer than him. And Loosa, what I like about him is he's very good on the inside. What's up, prop? He's good. He's good in the boxing in close range. He has good wrestling. He has very good takedown defense, good cardio, but he slowed down a little bit in the 3rd round. Nothing crazy. I don't really like his grappling too much. Like he doesn't have good top control, and Battle's the better grappler here. So Loosa's probably going to be able to take him down, though. I'll say that because I don't really rate Battle takedown defense. It did look better in the AJ Fletcher fight, but still, he doesn't have the best takedown defense. But I feel like if Loosa shoots sloppy takedowns, if he's hurt or tired, it's going to open Battle to find a submission here. So that's that. And on the feet, Loosa, you struggle with a striker that can fight well at distance, that use a lot of footwork, and that are longer than him. For example, the Lesses fight. For example, even the Reese-Mickey fight. He looked good in that fight, but Mickey's a punching bag and he has no takedown defense whatsoever. But yeah, even in that fight, I mean, he was not looking good at distance. I think he got outstruck at distance. So he's not fighting well at distance, and I think Battle is gonna be fighting him at distance. He has good kicks, Battle, good teep kick to the body, a good head kick though. And one of the things that I've seen on tapes is Loosa's getting tagged a little bit too much by head kicks. I think Battle's gonna probably be able to finish him in this spot and be the first man to finish Loosa in his professional career. I just feel like Battle has better cardio. I feel like he has more power. He's more dangerous. He's the better grappler. And yeah, I just feel like stylistically, they're just a good matchup for him, and he's a better finisher. So I kind of favor him to win by KO, sub, or decision. And he's not like a large favorite, but I favor him to win by all 3 methods. And I think that Loosa path to victory is probably a close 29-28 decision. So if you want to look into it, I think Battle money line it's fine. The ITD is good. Yeah, I think he's gonna finish him. But if it go to distance, it might be a little bit close. But I still think Battle's is gonna win it.
I'm just going to claim it early. Brian Battle's my pick for the BTL Parlay leg. So before anyone gets there, that'll be my leg. I kind of agree with everything you just said. I think he's got 3 ways to win. He can win a decision, he can sub him, and he can KO him. So I think this is going to be pretty straightforward out of Battle. He looked pretty good his last fight. I think he's kind of finally putting everything together. Key, how about you? Anything here? You're muted again.
My bad. Yeah, I think the Battle's a spot here. I have a bet on him personally. I think that the volume, the length, is too much. The round 3 versus McKee was not a good look at all for Loosa. And I'm actually somebody who's actually somewhat of a believer in Loosa, but I have to side with Battle here. North Carolina guy, so I'm rolling with my guy here.
Shout out. All right.
And he's very confident as well. Like I've listened to some interviews, and he's confident that he's gonna finish him. He said that he preferred knockout over a sub, and I like what I'm seeing on Instagram about him. And also, dude, Battle is in fucking shape, man. Like since he dropped down in weight, like every single time he looked better physically, and he looked better in the cage as well. But we need to watch a weight cut for him, because sometimes he has like very bad weight cut. He looks like a dead body on the scales, but he still find finishes. So yeah, man.
I think he's part. I think with this new camp down in Carolinas, he's got his stuff. He's getting his stuff together. I think he's on the right track as a young man, growing up through Ultimate Fighter and then getting a few fights in the UFC. I think he's on the right track. I'm happy to bet him too. So obviously they announced the inflation rate in the United States is up to 3.2%, and in this economy, we got Kennedy Nchukwu minus 700 on Bet Online versus OSP, Ovin St. Peru. Let's see. Kennedy Nchukwu, 12-4. He is 31, 6'5" with an 83-inch reach. OSP is 26-17, 40 years old, 6'3" with an 80-inch reach. Like I said, you get Kennedy anywhere from minus 700 to minus 4 or minus 550. You can get OSP plus 500 to plus 370. Key, I'm going to bounce it off you first. I mean, you can't even bet this fight, right?
I did personally.
Tell us more.
I'm sad to say that I did bet Kennedy at minus 500 in a parlay. Yeah, I know it's nasty work. It's real nasty work. I can't lie. But I will say if he doesn't win here, then I don't know what to say.
It's a setup fight.
Yeah, this is the ultimate setup fight. They gave you a grandpa after you got chinned. I think that this is an obvious setup fight. I think that this is a fight where he can shake some of that slow starter shit that he's had his whole career. If you can't start OSP early, then I'm not sure that you were a UFC level guy right now. I think that Kennedy snipes him with a left hand early and puts him away. I am interested to see how quick it happens. I want to see if Kennedy does the whole slow starter shit as normal, or if he realizes that this is pretty much a levels fight and he needs to go ahead and pack him up early. So I have a Kennedy bet. I'm gonna bet him some more ways through different apps. But yeah, so this is a Kennedy fight for me. Very easy. I'm a huge fan of the guy, but yeah, this should be a round 1 KO.
All right, which is the round 1 KO prop? Isn't that minus 150 or something like that? I thought I saw.
I think it's round 1 prop.
The KO prop is minus 200 on Bet Online.
Yeah, what's it round 1 though? Round 1.
Plus 145. His KO is minus 200.
Honestly, that's not a bad bet. Plus 145 on a first round KO. I mean, odds are it's likely.
Yeah, bro.
If you're willing to take Kennedy, my bad, Drive. But real quick, if you're willing to take Kennedy round 1 KO, then under that same sort of logic, then bets that we see like Robellis round 1 KO has to be a bet in that sort of system of thinking from last week. Robellis,
bro, there was a prop on Fanatics or DraftKings that was Robellis to win in under 60 seconds. And it was like a special boost. I think you could put like $25 or $50 on it. It was plus 300 or plus 330. I mean, he got it done, right? Didn't he finish him in 18 seconds? 18 seconds. There you go.
It was 18 or something.
That hit. That boost hit. It's wild stuff. Drav, go ahead. Give us your breakdown for this. I really don't got much to say. I think Kennedy's going to mop the floor with OSP, and if he doesn't, he should probably be on roster check by next week or roster watch.
Yeah, but I don't think you should be betting the KO1. I think he can finish him in round 2 as well. I think he can submit him as well. So I think the KO1 is not a good bet, to be honest. I feel like there's probably better ways to play him. The ITD is not good. The KO prop is not good for Kennedy. The money line is not good at minus 700. So, yeah, if you look round 1, round 2, you bet both, maybe. Kennedy normally a slow starter, but in his last 3 fights, he went under 1.5 rounds, and he's He's starting faster now, and like he said, I mean, OSP doesn't want to fight anymore. He's washed. He's 40 years old, and he's low volume. He can crack Kennedy early. That's his path to victory, a first round knockout. Kennedy's always getting like rocked early in fights, so it's not a guy that I can play massive chalk on, but that's just a spot that he should dominate to get a finish. But OSP, when he gets a little bit tired and when he gets hurt, he tends to like drop his head a little bit, and I think that's going to open a knee for Kennedy. He loves to do that. And if OSP try to shoot a takedown when he's hurt, I think that Kennedy has good front choke series, so it's kind of like for a sub in my opinion. But a way or another, that's going to be in the first 2 rounds. I don't think it's going to go into the third. So yeah, man, Kennedy by finish. KO sub, I'm not too sure, but I do favor a knockout, and I personally think he finish him at the end of the first round or the early of the second round.
Okay. I agree. He should finish him here. Let's go on next fight. Next fight, personally, this is my main event of the night. I think it's probably a lot of other people's main event. We got Christian Rodriguez, Ceerod versus Isaac Dulgarian. Christian Rodriguez, he's 10-1. He's 26. He's 5'7" with a 71-inch reach. He's fighting Isaac Dulgarian, who's 27, 5'7" with a 71-inch reach. Odds for this fight, we're looking at Christian Rodriguez. There was a slight buyback last night. He's plus 163 to anywhere to plus 152. Isaac Dulgarian is minus 188 to, actually, she's minus 200 on some books. Minus 200 to minus 180. I'm going to start us off with this one. Obviously, if you're in my Telegram, I give out bets early plug. I gave out Isaac Dulgarian plus 105 on DraftKings when the line dropped. I think it opened plus 125, so some people probably got even better. I mean, I think he's got everything it takes to win here. We're looking at it. He's got knockout power. He's strong on the ground. I mean, his wrestling is phenomenal. If people forget, he was a D2 finalist. He was a 6-time Triple Crown winner, which is all 3 styles of wrestling. And I believe he was a 3-time All-American, All-State wrestler in Ohio, which is very hard to wrestle in. So he's the real deal on the ground. He takes people down, smashes them out. So I think it's going to be something similar. We watched Ceerod a few fights ago. He's obviously a 135er being forced up to 145 because he can continually missed weight. He was manhandled by Jonathan Pierce, who obviously is a great grappler in himself, but, he was having trouble getting back to his feet. We saw him being wrestled by a bigger man, and I think he's used to being kind of a weight bully. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Ceerod fan. I like him. I bet on him his last fight, but I think he's a weight bully. I think Isaac Dulgarian takes him down and does whatever he wants on the ground. Everyone's talking about a finish. Finish is definitely possible with ground and pound, but I kind of lean just taking the money line. I don't want to get too crazy with the finish prop, everything like that. We haven't seen him go the distance, so obviously it's a question mark in the decision department, but I think he could easily win a decision too. Being a decorated wrestler like him, his cardio can go for 15 minutes. I strongly believe that. Drav, what do you think for this one?
Yeah, I'll say a lot of people disagree with you that he can go 15 minutes and you feel strong about that. I've never heard of someone say that because he never went more than 4 minutes in a fight. And if you include his amateur career, he's finishing people under 4 minutes. So it's a big unknown. I don't think we can be too confident about it just because the pace he pushed in the first round. So we just don't know. Like, I'm not going to say it's bad. I'm not going to say it's good, but I tend to think it's not going to be terrible. The guy is a true professional. If you guys didn't watch his interview, go watch this right now. I love his mindset. I love everything about him. He live in his RV right outside of the gym. He work every day. Even when he's not in camp, he's training to the gym every single day. I think this guy's going to go. I think he's going to have a big career in the UFC. I'm going to plant my flag right now on him. I think he's going to be in the top 10 one day in the featherweight division, probably in the next 2 years. I just feel like he's so physically strong. I know he's not the biggest guy, but he's going to be so much stronger than Ceerod. It's not even close. And he's also going to be bigger. Ceerod used to miss weight a lot. Like he's a little bit of a weight bully at 135, but I still love him more at 135. I think that he's a prospect at 135. I don't think he is at 145 personally. Is he going to be bad at this weight class? No, but I do think that a guy like Dulgarian can expose him. I don't think Ceerod has the best takedown defense. And Dulgarian's, I mean, the dude was like, he was a champ in wrestling when he was so young. I don't know the exact term, but he had a big career. When he was super young, he was beating older guys in wrestling, and he's just so strong and he's so good at wrestling. But to me, the more impressive part is his ground and pound, his top pressure. He has a good submission game as well, but I think Ceerod's a good grappler. I'm not too sure that Ceerod's going to get submitted here. He has shown me good submission defense. But the difference with Dulgarian and all the people that Ceerod was getting dominated on the ground by, for example, Jonathan Pierce or Rosas Juniors, people like that, like they don't really have good ground and pound like Dulgarian. They're not as dangerous on the ground. So he was just fighting the subs. He was staying safe, doing the right thing, rolling chokes. Like he has good front choke, good guillotine. But yeah, Dulgarian's gonna get on top and he's gonna try to whoop his ass with ground and pound, and he has a vicious ground and pound. So that's gonna be something that Ceerod's not able to, not used to see. And again, he's not gonna be against a young guy like Simon, who was 20 years old and a smaller guy than him. Rosas was 18 years old, smaller than him. Now he's fighting a guy that is bigger than him. He's fighting a real man this time out, and I think Dulgarian's gonna be able to land takedowns at will early, and I think he's gonna finish him. I really do. If he doesn't finish him in the first round, he wins the first round at a pretty high clip. So we can all agree on that. Then people betting Ceerod are assuming that he's gonna gas, but you're gonna be betting on someone who's down the round and almost finish in the first. But I give I finishing upside to Dulgarian in the first round, and then if he doesn't finish him, he's gonna bang the first round. So then you're banking on him getting tired for Ceerod to win, in my opinion. Ceerod's the better striker, for sure, but we don't really know about Dulgarian striking. But what I've seen, it looked pretty decent, and he has power. I just feel like Ceerod's going to be able to stay safe with the grappling, but I think the ground and pound is going to be too much. I feel like if he gets back up, he's going to go right back down. And I'm very high on Dulgarian. I back him in his debut against Marshall. People were saying the same things that they are saying now with Ceerod. I know Ceerod's the prospect pick, the prospect hitter. Look, I bet him against Simon. I just feel like now Dulgarian is gonna finish him. But I didn't bet Dulgarian minus 180, minus 190. Don't get me wrong. I got minus 119. I feel like he was a good spot at this number. Just because, again, I think he can win by KO sub decision. I think he's stronger. I think he has more finishing upside. I think that he's gonna win the first round at a high clip or finish in the first round. And then Ceerod, I mean, Rosas was dead as tired, and he has no striking, and he's so young. He was not even able to finish him. I don't think he has like insane finishing ability. He up a weight class, I don't really see it. I don't think he's a professional that much. Ceerod, like he could make 135. He doesn't miss. He doesn't make it. Feel like a guy that doesn't really care to me. Dulgarian is all in on this game. Like he's all in. His grandpa that helped him in his career, that made him a MMA fighter, that buy him things at first when he need things. Is gonna be in the Apex for the first time since he's in the UFC. He's gonna watch his fight. So I feel like Dulgarian's gonna beat him. But at the current price, I feel like you go ITD on Dulgarian, you go maybe round one, or you go KO prop. That's what I would say. But to me, this guy is fucking legit. He's gonna be in the top 10. Waiting to be wrong on Ceerod, but all I see is bets on Ceerod on Twitter, but the line's going up the other way. So I've seen a lot of love for Dulgarian early in the week, but now all I see is the dog of the week is Ceerod, the dog of the week, and all that. But the line's still going up. I feel like at this point, you got to be dog or pass if we look at the money line. But yeah, I feel like if you want to bet Ceerod, maybe wait after the first round. And if Dulgarian's really tired, like you guys think he will be, then bet Ceerod live.
I agree. He'll get a good price on Ceerod live. Key, what do you think here? You play a KO prop? You play him on your apps? What are you thinking?
I played him on apps. At minus 130 or better, I probably would have played his money line, but I'm fine to play him the way I did on apps. I think that he dominates here. Ceerod is a 35er. I just think that they don't know how to cut weight in his camp. I think that's what it comes down to. He's not some massive 35er that we look at and think that he shouldn't be able to make it anyways. I think that he's just not cutting weight correctly. I hate that they have to move him up to 45 because I agree with Drive. I don't think that he's a true prospect at 45. But I hope that he can get a better fight after this. But I think this is Dulgarian's fight to lose.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. I mean, I think this guy is the future. He's 27 years old. He's got a lot of bright things in front of him. It's going to be tough, though. That 145 division, I think, is unlocked as long as Tybura is the champ, to be honest. I don't see really anyone beating Tybura as of right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to fight for the belt in the next 2 years, but I think if he fights for the belt, it's going to be like in the next 3-4 years, and Tybura is probably going to be retired.
Did he end up getting screwed? He got ended up getting screwed over by the Nelk boys, right? They ended up saying they were going to make him a full send athlete, and they didn't, or something like that, right?
I think so, yeah. I mean, bro, the guy doesn't care. He's gonna go out there. He's gonna do his job. He's a professional. He's gonna make weight. And maybe Ceerod miss weight again. But if he miss weight, Dulgarian said, "I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna take his money. I'm gonna go in the cage and I'm gonna beat his ass. Just gonna be more money on my check." So I love this mentality. This guy's for real.
Yeah, yes, sir, he is. Next fight: Pannie Kianzad versus Macy Chiasson. Banzai Kunzad is 16-7. She's 32, 5'7", and 66-inch reach. I thought she was cut. She's fighting Macy Chiasson, 8-3, 32, 5'11", with the 72-inch reach. Odds on these girls, you can get Pannie anywhere from plus 200 to plus 170. You get Macy Chiasson anywhere from minus 230 to minus 260 to minus 225. This is a low-level girls fight, so you know who we're going to first. Go ahead.
You're muted
again, bro.
This is a rematch from the Ultimate Fighter, where Macy won the first fight by sub.
I didn't look into this one.
Yeah, I don't really have any major thoughts here. I think Macy is actually somewhat decent at minus, what is it now?
260.
At minus 230 on Bet Online currently. At minus 230, I have absolutely no interest. I do think that Macy is pretty skilled. I think that she was beating Aldana before Aldana got a lucky up kick to the liver. And so I think you have to sort of put that into perspective. I think that Macy beats a lot of girls until she gets to that top 2 or 3 sort of spot. But yeah, I think this is Macy's fight to lose. But at minus 230, I have zero interest.
Dravhy, anything you got here for these girls? Do we move on to the next one?
I'm just gonna say that the last time she finished her, this time it's probably gonna go different. Like I always love to say, sometimes rematches doesn't go the same. But I feel Chiasson should win. She looks in good shape. I'll say that. She looks in better shape than usual. You kind of want to see the weigh-in with this girl. She missed weight a lot. But yeah, she's the better fighter. She has a massive wrestling, grappling upside. She's the better finisher. She's bigger. She should rose. I just feel like sometimes her cardio fucked her. So maybe that's why she's in better shape this time out, because she's pretty decent, Macy Chiasson. And yeah, man, the last time that I don't remember even his name. The last time that Kenza fought against Vieira, like, she was not able to defend any takedowns, and she didn't know how to get back up. That was a bad look to me. So yeah, I'm gonna pick Chiasson. I think she wins the decision. I think she's the rightful favorite, but I don't like the price. If you got minus 170, minus 180, she was probably a decent parlay piece, but now at these odds, it's probably just pass or yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know how you could be betting on this fight. It's just one of those things. It's like a food break or a bathroom break, whatever you want to do. I don't think you could sit down and watch this fight, to be honest. Next fight is Gerald Mearshart, GM3 versus Brian Barberena. Gerald Mearshart is 35-17. He's 36, 6'1" with a 77.5-inch reach. He's 10-9 in the UFC. He's fighting Brian Bam Bam Barberena, 18-11. He's 34, 6 feet with a 72-inch reach. He is 9-9 in the UFC. So this is just a battle of the bastards. You kind of look at this fight. You get GM3 in, again, this economy, minus 225 to minus 250. You could get Brian Barberena anywhere from plus 203 to plus 195. I'll start us off here. This fight for me, clear GM3 side. I played GM3 minus 140 early on DraftKings. Again, guys, like I said, I drop them in Telegram. I think that was a perfect line for him. People are very low. What's up? What up, Ian? People are very low on GM3 after his last bout, but I thought he looked good against Petrosky. I thought the striking was there. I thought that the fight looked actually pretty decent. Sure, I had a GM3 ticket in my hand, and I probably could have been blinded by that a little bit. But personally, I kind of thought he looked okay. I think his striking is coming along. Sure, he's a little bit slower. He's a sub guy. Barberena, on the other hand, you watch his last fight against Mahmoud Muradov, looked horrible. Gunnar Nelson looked horrible. Got subbed in the first round. So, I'm not comparing Gunnar Nelson to GM3, but I think GM3 can go out here, get the takedown, and get the sub early. I think that's what he should do. I think he shouldn't mess around. The longer you stand in there with Barberena's live to win a decision if it goes the distance. He also could obviously get a KO. Anybody can. What up, Ricky? Key, what are you thinking, man? You got anything different here?
Nah, this is a GM3 spot. I hate to say it. I'm GM3's biggest hater. So this will suck to see him get a win. But Barb just doesn't have the power to starch him, and that, in my opinion, that's what's needed if you definitely can't match the grappling. I'm interested to see how GM3 gets it to the ground. But I think that this is his spot and his fight to lose.
It's Dravy's turn, and he walks away.
Yeah. I thought Q was about to talk about the last time that he bet Petrosky at -2 something, and he almost lost and was scared as shit. I think that's why he still have nightmares about that fight. But yeah, I mean, GM3 should get a sub here, but I'm just going to say that market-wise, he's normally always a big underdog, and now he's a decent-sized favorite at -200. I don't have any interest betting him in this spot. Yeah, that's my dog.
Bring Bandit on the screen. Bring Bandit up.
You just walk away. Yeah, so, I mean, I just don't have any. I feel like GM3 at -220 is just nasty work, like he would say. But again, I think Barberena's washed at this point. It's kind of weird to say because he's younger and has less fights than GM3, but he's fighting up a weight class now, which I hate. He should not be fighting at 185. That's just stupid. And he struggled versus grapplers. And now they gave him someone who's bigger than him and has good grappling. I mean, yeah, RDA went up a weight class and make easy work of him. Just feel like GM3 should submit him, but I don't want to play it. The sub prop is +120. I think it's not bad. That's probably the way to go. And like you said, I think Bam Bam has some decent power, decent cardio, but he's not a KO guy. So normally GM3 struggle with big punchers. So yeah, man, it should be a fight that he go out there and get a sub. I just don't want nothing to do with it personally.
All right.
Well, maybe just go GM3 sub 2, GM3 sub 3. That's how you win normally. Probably a better value.
Honestly, probably. But he get round one sub 2. Gunnar Nelson just subbed him in the first round. So who knows what he's going to do. I think he's just here for a paycheck. But let's go on to the next fight. Next fight's actually a pretty good fight. I wish this guy would fight more. We got Mike Davis, 10-2, 31, 6 feet with a 72.5-inch reach. He's fighting Nathan Levy, 8-1. He's 32, 5'9" with a 72-inch reach. Right now, the action on these two men, Nathan Levy is anywhere from +320 to +285. Mike Davis is anywhere from -300 to -420. Dravhy, we'll start you off first. What's your take on the Israel-Palestine issue going on right now? And Nathan Levy.
I just saw the line getting smashed because you just said -420 was -300 yesterday for Mike Davis. I just saw that. My bad. But what did you say before that? Because I was surprised.
Just move on. What do you think? Do you think Nathan Levy puts on for a city? Or do you think he gets crumbled and crushed and Mike Davis looks as phenomenal as always?
I mean, dude, Mike Davis is better than this dude everywhere. He's bigger than him. He has better cardio than him. And, yeah, I favor him to win by KO sub decision. He's the better grappler. He's the better striker. He has more finishing upside. He should knock him out. Levy's pretty tough. But yeah, Levy sometimes he tried to wrestle. He's not going to be able to take him down. Mike Davis can kick he can take him down. He can work on top. And I just feel like on the feet, Levy's so hittable, and he got hurt bad against Mike Breeden. That was not a good look. I feel like he slowed down in fights in the third round. Mike Davis round 2, Mike Davis round 3, probably a good look. But yeah, if you were able to get the money line at minus 275, minus 300, it was probably a good parlay piece. He's just better than this dude. And if you lose, I'll be very surprised. If you lose, it's probably because of inactivity or some shit like that. Because maybe his head is not 100% into the game. I know he's training, he's gaming and stuff like that. But the dude is he's an athlete. He's big for the division. He's in phenomenal shape if you look on Instagram. So I'm not too worried about that, especially against Nathan Levy. But this fight doesn't make sense for him. He should be fighting better competition. He should be in the top 15. Mike Davis, he's pretty good. But yeah, he's just not active anymore. But he's just not that active. But at the same time, Nathan Levy is not very active either. So I just feel like you go with Mike Davis. He's just a better all-around fighter. And the skills difference are so high that I think he should get a finish. I kind of missed the price on the ITD, man. I'm kind of mad, but yeah, I feel like he should get a finish here.
Yeah, I'll just go real quick. I put him in a parlay. Mike Davis. Mike Davis is gonna do whatever he wants here. Let's hope he doesn't slow down around 3 like he usually does. But so does Nathan Levy, so that doesn't worry me as much. Mike Davis is just better everywhere. He's a great athlete. Hopefully, he comes out of this relatively unscathed and can fight again this year, maybe 2 times. Key, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Mike Davis by murder.
Yep. All right. So that's pretty fair. Yeah, I kind of agree. All right. Next fight here is Josiane Nunes versus Chelsea Chandler. Josiane Nunes is 10-1, built like a bowling ball. Look at her topology picture. It's wild. She kind of looks like Dravhy. 30, 5'2", with a 67-inch reach. She's fighting Chelsea Chandler. Blonde in her topology picture. Looks better as a blonde. 5'2", 33, 5'8", with a 68-inch reach. The line on this fight is plus 126 to plus 115 on Chelsea Chandler. Nunes is minus 146 to minus 135. Line hasn't had much line movement. Key, low levels girls fight. Take it away.
Yeah, so this is...
He's passionate about it, guys. Be ready.
Yeah, this is Chelsea Chandler is good till minus 300 here. This is a Chelsea Chandler spot. I know everybody wants to clown from her Dumont performance, but honestly, she showed a lot of good there. She showed that she won't fuck off. She showed that her 40-yard dash time is probably in the 4.2s. And she also showed that she had a chin. It was a solid losing performance versus somebody who is, I think, the queen of all of the mid tiers in that 135, 145 weird division that they have going on in women's MMA for UFC. So I think that this is a Chelsea Chandler spot. I think that on the feet, things could get a little tricky. I think that she can get cracked. She is hittable. I think that she can get cracked here. I don't think that's going to put her out. And if we noticed, I think that she's going to have a huge size advantage. I think it's going to look closer to the Farron fight compared to the Ramona Pascual fight that Nunes had. I think that Chelsea Chandler is going to look absolutely huge. Nunes loses some of that power punching up and punching so damn high. And Nunes does have weirdly long arms for her frame. But I think that Chelsea Chandler is going to be in her face. She's not going to fuck off the whole time. Nunes was gassed after getting popped by Farron's jab a couple times. Chelsea Chandler is going to be all up in her face. She's going to constantly walk her down. Yeah, I agree, Ricky. Wait. Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree. I think that here Chandler gets the takedown, and it's the fight of the round. Flat out. Nunes has been flat backed by Ramona Pascual, and Ramona just had absolutely no idea what to do on top.
She's the GOAT.
Fuck
the GOAT.
No. But I think that realistically here, I think that Chelsea Chandler probably gets it done by ground and pound TKO. I think that this is her fight to lose, honestly. One takedown, and I'm very, very confident that it's either the fight or it's the round. And so at that, if it's that wide of a grappling edge, I think that you have to take plus 130, plus 140. The numbers that I got, plus 126 still, it just doesn't make sense. I realize Nunes has power, but this is women's MMA. It's not like Nunes has just knocked out everybody she's touched. And so for that reason, give me the person who's going to probably have the cardio edge and is going to grapple.
I also don't think Chelsea Chandler is chinny by any means.
No,
right?
no,
So,
she showed a good chin.
Yeah, so I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me either. I mean, you're making me feel underexposed. I have 1 unit on plus 126. You're making me feel like I should have more than that. So maybe I might have to add here. Job, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you guys. I think she should be the favorite. I think that she has massive wrestling grappling upside. I mean, Chandler's a brown belt in BJJ, and I've just did some research on Nunes. She just turned a blue belt recently. Like her grappling is zero. She's not good off her back, but people are not really trying to shoot takedowns on her. She fought just terrible level of competition. Just look at it, guys. It's crazy low. Like if you just look, right? Let's do it together real quick. So she fought Zara Ferron, who's 6-6, cut from the UFC and 40 years old. She went to a war with her. She almost lost that fight, but Ferron gassed out, but she was on her way to lose if she didn't gas out. She got a fight. She won a decision versus Ramirez Pascual, who was 6-5, 35 years old, cut from the UFC. Fighting. She has a fight schedule, by the way. We don't want to miss it. Ramirez Pascual versus Riley Martinez, Front Street Fight 28 at the end of March. So don't miss that, guys. Yeah, I'm just kidding. And after that, Bay Maliki 2-1. Like, what are we doing here? Like, that's insanely low level of competition. She was the dog against Maliki. She was a favorite against Ferrum and Pascual. I mean, both these girls are bad and not in the UFC anymore. Chandler is not the greatest of all time, but I mean, she's a good grappler. We talk about Nunes' power, but Chandler has power on the feet herself. She's a southpaw. I think she put good pressure, and it's gonna be interesting to see who's putting the pressure on Wu, because normally, I mean, Nunes is always putting the pressure, and she's not good over back foot. So I feel like Chandler is gonna be pressuring her, and if she gets on top, she has very good ground and pound. Decent submission game. I don't think her grappling's the best ever, but she might look like Charles Oliveira on the mat with Nunes. I don't think Nunes is good on the ground, like I said. And I mean, Dumont to Nunes, I think that's a big step down in competition, and she's gonna be so much bigger. It's just crazy. Yeah, Chandler's so huge, and if you just look Zara Ferron versus Nunes, like the size difference was crazy, and it's gonna be a similar size difference on this one. So yeah, again, that's just a step up in competition for Nunes. That's a step down in competition for Chandler. And they're putting Nunes the favorite, who's the smaller girl who has no grappling. And yeah, her takedown defense is decent. But I just feel like, she can crack. She has power. Chandler's a little bit edible. But yeah, I just feel like she can win by KO sub decision. She can decide where the fight take place. I don't understand why she's not the favorite in this spot. So I feel like that's a Chandler spot. And if we have Key that agree with you with us on this, we should be safe to go with Chandler. But yeah, plus 130, plus one. What are we doing here? Nunes to cover being a favorite. She needs to get a knockout. She might get a knockout. Yeah, I think that's it, Ricky. I think that's why. I think people are low on Chandler now. I think we have a good buy low spot opportunity. So yeah, man, I love that. Pretty bullish about it.
Also, another thing that got brought to my attention, which is pretty cool thing to look at things, is I'll shout him out. Santino DeFranco, was that his name, or DeFranco Santino, whatever, the Fight Ready guy. He has a show on YouTube too. He made a point this week that was someone she's moving down in weight, right? She's going from 145 to 135. So
she's fighting in both weight classes.
So she's fighting in both weight classes, but she's fighting this one at 135. Fighters that she's a big old broad. So she has to cut weight to get down to 135. Usually they're more disciplined when they got to cut weight. They're training a little bit harder. They're eating better, things like that. So that's something to think about too when people are coming down. He mentioned that this week, and I was like, damn, that's a really good point that, I haven't necessarily thought about that aspect of the fight game, which is like people coming down in weight, obviously not death cutting, but like in a situation like her where she's a tweener and she's going to the lower weight class, like that's something to think about. I think from a coach's perspective, that's pretty cool. MVP clears the whole welterweight roster. He will be dead the first time he fights a grappler. That being said, let's go on to our next fight, talking about grapplers. We have Ode Osbourne, 12-6. He's 32, 5'7" with a 73-inch reach. He is fighting Rafael Filho. He is 15-3. He's 30, 5'7" with a 68.5-inch reach. The line on that fight right now is plus 160 to plus 142. Filho is anywhere from minus 190 to minus 176. I'll be honest. I think this is an Ode Osbourne spot. Why? I just think Filho kind of can quit at times. I think that Ode Osbourne has got knockout power. Ode Osbourne is, a pretty good fighter, relatively well-rounded, good grappling, good jiu-jitsu. Not as good as Filho's jiu-jitsu, obviously. I won't say that. And he's got knockout power. He's only 32. He's 4-4 in the UFC. But the guy he's fought, Asu, who fought this week, total domination. Charles Johnson, Tyson Nam, Adeshev, CJ Vergara, Manel Kopp. Manel Kopp, anyone's going to go out to that knee. Brian Kelleher, like all these guys I'm mentioning since joining the Dana White Contender Series are all like relatively decent competitions to fight. Phil, on the other stand, came in, obviously got Mokayev, got the whole Mohamed Mokayev experience. Round 3 subbed. It was impressive. The grappling was there a little bit, but I think he got tired and quit. Then Daniel Barres. If I remember this correctly, I think I had a bet on Barres. He was winning with the body shot. He knocked him down with the body shot and then got the sub. I think if my memory serves me correct. I don't know. I think Ode has the power to get the finish here. I think he can also win a decision as long as he keeps the fight standing and doesn't get subbed. So I'm going to lean the dog here with Ode. Probably not really a popular pick, but don't get me wrong, I'm not betting it. But I don't know. That's just my take on it. Dravhy, what do you think for this one?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for the people in the chat. Bobby Green cleared the whole.
Bobby Green has found his way up the division and all the way back down. So if that's what you mean by clear it, then yeah, he's cleared it. But
yeah, he got killed by Turner. That was bad.
By the way, I'm betting Junkyard Dog Jim Miller. Probably he's plus 176. I'm hoping he gets the plus 200. I'll be betting Jim Miller against Bobby Green. He's going to finish.
It's plus 170 now. But yeah, guys, we're 12 people in the chat. Thanks for the comments. Make sure you guys drop a like and follow the channel. It helps us. It costs nothing, but it helps us to continue breaking this. This card was not.
It's emotional support. It's emotional support.
Yeah, for sure, it costs nothing, and that's just not a card that we're polished about. But we're still doing it for you guys, so you guys can enjoy the breakdown and just leave a like. It costs nothing. Yeah, Peg. I think that's kind of a crazy breakdown you just gave on Ode Osbourne. Like I don't think he's a good grappler at all. I think that difference in grappling is crazy here. And you said that Filho kind of quit. He don't quit. He got that dog in him. Ode Osbourne is a quitter here. That's different. He got hurt. I bet Barres last time out against Filho because I thought the striking going to be too much and it's going to hurt him. But what he did, he showed that dog in him. Like he got hurt. He still fought through it. When he got hurt, what he did, he pushed the other guy around. He then hurt him a little bit. He take him down and he submit him. That was impressive. That was an insta tap. He's a high-level black belt. He's training with, exactly. Ode got one good round in him. That's true. And you talk about level of competition. Look at Ode Osbourne win. They're garbage. Like, he beat Charles Johnson. That was a split decision. Johnson was dead-ass tired in the third round, which is never something you see. But he said in interviews after that, he accepted the fight on short notice. He didn't have a full training camp, and he was gassed out. So that was crazy. Then he got chinned by Tyson Nam in the first round. He got finished by Asu, easy sub. He got a win against Adeshev, who's 4-3, not a UFC caliber fighter. And he got a close win against CJ Vergara by decision. He got knee by Manel Cap. Fair enough. And he got a win against Jerome Rivera. That's not a good win. And then he got finished in the first round by sub against Brian Kelleher. So I just feel like his submission defense is not good. He got finished a lot. His chin is not good either. He doesn't have good cardio. He's a good striker early. He's fast. He's going to have a big speed advantage here. But he kind of need to get a knockout to win, to me. and he doesn't have the best takedown defense. So Filho is not the best wrestler of all time, but I feel like at some point he's gonna be able to get on top. I feel like he wants to win more than him, and he almost submit Mokaev. Like almost everybody would have tapped in the knee bar position. Also, a fun fact: Ode Osbourne got subbed by a knee bar back in the days, so he's someone that can be sub. And Filho is a high level black belt, and I think that difference in the grappling is huge. On the feet, I mean, Filho can crack. He has some power. Wouldn't shock me if he knock out Ode. I still favor Ode on the feet with the speed and everything. Filho can get crack. I'll know that, but I mean, Ode can get crack as well. So I feel like Ode is going to be worried about the grappling, going to open Filho striking. He's going to pressure him. And yeah, man, he needs to survive the first round. And I think that he's going to finish him in the second round by submission. I will not play the sub, though, because I feel like he's live for a knockout. But yeah, man, just to me, it's just on the mat, there's levels. I mean, I would pick Phil to submit Brian Keller pretty easily, to be honest. And Keller submit Ode. Granted, that was his UFC debut, but he has a massive flaw in his. He has a massive hold and in the grappling. He's 5-3 to the submission. And if you look, Philo is 9-2 to the sub. But when he got finished, it was against good grapplers, and Mokaev and someone else earlier in his career was a good grappler himself. So yeah, man, just feel like that's you should get a finish here. And I mean, Ode's always been overrated. He's always bigger than his opponent, but Phil is a big dude here. Yeah, and I just don't. I mean, Ode Osbourne wins in the UFC are not great. So yeah, to me, he's just gonna get submitted here.
Key, you got anything for this one?
No. I do think that there's a wide advantage on the mat for Filho here. I think that he fights pretty hard. I do think that he's overall a low IQ guy, and I'm interested to see once the level of competition goes up, how does he fare? But I think that this is a Filho spot. I'm not looking to play it any sort of way, but good luck to all who's playing this fight.
Yo, Key, let's jump one more fight past where we're gonna go, and then we'll come back to it, and Dravhy will get all upset that he got skipped on the mic when we go to the next fight.
Right.
So let's do next fight is a great one. It's Josh Culibao versus Danny Silva. Josh Culibao is 11-2. He is 29, 5'10" with a 73-inch reach. Danny Silva is a great fighter. He's 8-1. He's 27, 5'11" with a 70-inch reach. You can get the odds right now. Culibao is anywhere from -186 to -175. Danny Silva is anywhere from +161 to +142. Kick us off first, Key. What do you think? Who do you think wins this, Culibao or Danny Silva? I'm seeing a lot of Danny Silva bets on Twitter.
I personally can't pick a side here, just because Culibao fights so fucking is such a weird style to attack standing with that bouncy nature, sort of that karate nature. But he's not fully bladed, and so I think that this is. I'm not sure exactly how to play this. I have touched the over on some significant strike props here. But I'm not exactly sure who gets it done. I think versus guys who are either one, chinny, or two, just simply aren't any sort of educated on the feet, I think Culibao will style on them every single time.
Yeah.
Versus competent strikers that are actually somewhat physical. I mean, the Lerone Murphy fight's a good example. I mean, he just simply it doesn't flow the same at all. I'm not personally betting a money line side, but this is definitely a fight that I would like to sit back and watch as a fan. And I think that significant strike props go over. I think that the over props are good. But yeah, so this is a fight that I can't choose a winner.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take the dog here again. Don't get me wrong, like pretty much you broke it down Culibao perfectly. You know, he's 3-2-1 in the UFC. You look at the guys he's fought. He loses to the good fighters. He protects the middle of the pack, has good fights with them, and beats up the shitty fighters. Danny Silva, on the other hand, young man, 27. I can't remember the gym he did this camp at, but I remember it stood out to me. I think it was. I can't remember. I'm not going to even try.
He's Cub Swanson protege.
That's who it was. And he's got Jalen Turner too, right? He trains with Jalen Turner also?
Yeah, for this camp.
So Jalen Turner also beat Culibao. So that's where thank you, Dravhy. That's where my mind was going. He's got the game plan. I think that you look at the optics here. We watched him, that Angel Pacheco fight. I mean, he beat the brakes off of Angel Pacheco. Beat the brakes off him. They both got a contract. One guy got his ass beat so bad that Dana White was like, I'll take him. And then Danny Silva looked clean. The boxing super clean. Wrestling so, but it's doable. So I think I'm going to take the dog here. I think I take him by decision. If anything, I don't see him getting the finish. I like, this is another one like Dravy would say. He's a popular dog on Twitter. I've seen him on Twitter, but the line hasn't really moved the right way. It's moved the opposite way. Similar things happened when Colby Covington fought Leon Edwards. Everyone was on Colby Covington, but that line was going the completely opposite way. So I don't know. I'm dog or pass. I think Danny Silva takes this one. Dravy, what do you think?
Yeah, he's not a popular dog on Twitter. I only see 3-4 bets on him. So I wouldn't say he's a popular dog. I didn't see many bets on him. Only 3 or 4 people that play him. The line didn't move much. It went back down to plus 135 and he went back up to plus 160. So when it got back down, got some buyback on Culibao. So I feel like people are on both sides here, to be honest, Peg. But yeah, that's going to be a banger. Like he said, I'm not too confident on who's going to win. I think that's going to be an absolute chaos. I think that's going to be an absolute banger. But do you want to be on the plus 160 or the minus 190 in a fight like that? Good point, Ricky. That's where I was going with that. The difference in volume is crazy here. Silva land way more volume. Culibao is a good striker. He has good footwork, and I think his movements can potentially cause issues to Silva. And he's powerful. He's fast, but dude, I mean, he's low volume. People call him a good wrestler when he fought Leon Murphy. I bet big on Murphy in that spot because he's not a good offensive wrestler, Culibao, and he's a decent grappler. But I don't think anyone's going to have wrestling grappling upside in this fight. I think they're going to strike for 15 minutes if there's no finishes. And to me, Silva's going to be the one pressuring. He's going to back up Culibao, and he's going to go to the body. He has good leg kicks at distance. He has good body kick. And I think that Culibao is a little bit weak to the body. You don't want to be weak to the body against this guy because he threw that left hook pretty fucking good in the body, man. The body kicks also very good to the yeah, he has good striking, good boxing. He switched stances. He's tough. He has a granite chin. I think he has a better chin than Culibao. I'm not saying that Culibao is not durable, but I'm saying that he has a better chin than him. I'm saying that he lands more volume than him. And I think that in the pocket, he's better. I think in the pocket, he's better than him. So I think Culibao kind of have to fight a perfect fight here to look good. He has to stay on the outside, use his footwork, his movement, and just hard strike him at distance, winning a decision. But how is that covered minus 190? I don't think it is. He has more experience in the UFC. I'll give him that. He fought better competition. And I mean, Silva opponent on Contender, he was willing to give him the fight that he wants. Probably something that Culibao is not going to do here. So Silva's going to have to work a little bit more. But I love what I'm seeing on his Instagram. He's training with Turner. That's something that I love to see. And I mean, Turner he did beat Culibao. That was up a weight class, but still, I love that for him. He's training with high-level sparring partners. He's been training with Cub Swanson for a long time. He's his protege. And he's just a very good boxer to me. He has good leg kicks. And again, he's going to go to the body. And I feel like in the third round, you want to be on his side, dude. Trust me, you want to be on his side because if the fight goes into the third round, he's not going to be tired. He's going to be right there in his face and he's going to throw volume. He's going to go to the body. Culibao slow down a little bit in fights, but you don't want to slow down against this guy because he's going to break. He's going to break you. Yeah, I think Silva's going to beat him. I think he's either going to finish him late or he's going to win a decision. And I think Culibao path to victory is, again, probably a close 29-28 decision, landing the bigger, better shots. But yeah, to me, that's a crazy price here. It should be around a pick 'em.
Thank you for subbing, Papa Chuck. Love it. Next fight, Corey Mckenna versus Jacqueline Amorim. Corey Mckenna is minus 130 to minus 122. Jacqueline Amorim is anywhere from plus 115 to minus 100. I didn't do their breakdowns. This girl, Corey Mckenna, probably has the shortest arms in the world, like T-Rex arms, kind of like me. Mine aren't very far. So, 8-2. She's 24. She's 5'3" with a 58.5-inch reach. She's fighting Jacqueline Amorim. Jacqueline goes by Jacque, I guess. I almost read that as Jacare, 28, 5'3", the 68-inch reach. I'm on Corey Mckenna. I think Corey Mckenna is a very well-rounded fighter. I think Jacqueline Amorim has got gas tank issues. She throws heavy and goes for the subs in the first round, but she's kind of first round or bust in my opinion. You know, people will say last fight she fixed that cardio issue, but I'm not sure about the crazy pace that was pushed. I wasn't impressed. Amorim doesn't impress me. I know this is Key's girl, so I'm going to let him take over from here. What do you think, Key?
Yeah, I've lost both bets I've had on her in both fights, so she's not my girl. Honestly, though, I think that Amorim is actually, I mean, obviously she's elite in the first round on the ground, period. I don't think that there's too many people that can deal with that storm. If Sam Hughes wasn't grabbing inside the glove and low-key cheating, I don't think, and I still don't know how she survived that first round storm. Amorim's wrestling isn't, in my opinion, that great, even though she's gotten the takedown almost every time in the first round in all of her fights. I don't believe that her wrestling is great. I do think that on the feet, Mckenna rounds 2 and 3 will look like fucking Oscar De La Hoya. I think that she's gonna box her fucking face off. I'm not sure if Amorim will be able to stay alive, honestly. How gassed she was versus Sam Hughes was unlike a death gas that we've honestly seen in a long, long time. I mean, she was barely able to hold her hands above her head. I think that if it wasn't Sam Hughes or literally anybody else, she probably gets finished there. I think the Corey McKenna, the only reason why I personally wasn't comfortable with the Corey McKenna bet money line is just because I do think that if Kay Hansen and Vanessa Demopoulos were able to get off some sub attempts, and I think that the positions that they had, if Amorim has, I think that Amorim finishes those. And so I personally played Corey McKenna under 2.5 takedowns on Prize Picks whenever that dropped. We got that prop completely removed after about 25, 30 minutes. I think that's an easy way to play it for me personally. I think that McKenna will have upside on the feet, heavy in rounds 2 and 3, especially. Amorim doesn't really hit hard. So I think that this is outside of round 1. I think that this is McKenna's show. And I do personally, I think that minus 110, I think those are fair prices. I just personally couldn't get behind it.
Dravhy, what are you thinking?
Yes, as you guys know, I bet Mckenna this week. I've made her my free bet on of the week. There's a lot of reason for that. First being she's the better striker. We all know that, but she also have a decent. She has a big speed advantage here. Also, Amorim has some power, but she's not a good striker, man. She doesn't show much volume, and I also disagree with the fact that her cardio is not good because she looked good in her last fight and she got a finish in third round. Ruiz gave her nothing on the feet. She gave her no resistance. That was an easy fight for her. She dominated all the fight on top. She did what she was comfortable to do. Ruiz still was able to land a takedown or just be on top for like 2-3 minutes in the third round. So that wasn't a good look to me. Amorim is good at reversing people, but she's not a sub threat of bottom. I don't think she's that much of a threat. And yeah, on the feet to me is Corey McKenna all day. I think after the first round, she's potentially going to look like a big favorite. I don't think Amorim is necessarily first round or bust, but I think more often than not, she needs to win by sub to win the fight. And McKenna has shown me good composure in bad position on the ground. She has very, 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 very small arms. So it's gonna be with her back, like what she has, 56-inch reach or something like that. So it's gonna be hard to like armbar or just arm triangle her. And yeah, I guess Amorim could potentially get a rear naked choke. I don't think Mckenna takedown defense is like very good, but to me, it's better than Sam Huge. I think she's a better wrestler than I think Mckenna is a better wrestler than both Sam Huge and Amorim. So if she's the better wrestler, I don't think she's gonna be. I'm not too sure that Amorim's gonna be able to take her down, and maybe she's gonna try to pull guards or something like that. But again, I think Mckenna can win minutes on top. I think she has decent ground and pound. I think she has good grappling herself. I've seen her getting in bad spots. She has shown me that she got that dog in her. I love that. Like Ensign, Kay Ensign's a better wrestler than Amorim. It's not even close to me. Like Amorim is a way better grappler. Like, don't get me wrong, but Ensign is a decent wrestler, and Ensign had her in a bad spot. Like she had her back. That was a bad spot, but still, I mean, Mckenna didn't panic, fought the end, stay safe, stay composed, and then get out of this position. I love that. And against Demopoulos, she got in a bad position as well. Demopoulos is a black belt. She's more dangerous off her back than Amorim. And I mean, Mckenna was chilling on top. She was winning minutes on top. I think she can win minutes on the feet. And I think in the second or third round, she's even live for a finish. So to me, I had a pick and it was an easy bet. I actually got plus 100 on Mckenna, but I tip and track minus 110. So just feel like that's a spot that she should look good. She can look like a massive favorite after the first round. She can win minutes on top. She can land takedowns. I'm not too confident that Amorim can. And on the feet, to me, it's kind of one-sided. Even if Amorim has a big reach advantage, she doesn't know shit about using that reach advantage. And Mckenna knows how to fight small. Like she's always been the smaller girl and the girl with no reach. So she's used to that. And she's a pretty decent striker with cool power. She's very young though. In her fight against Demopoulos and Ensign, she was like 20 years old and she's now like 24. So you have to expect improvements at this young age. So I feel like she's gonna be improving from fight to fight. And yeah, man, I think she should be a bigger favorite than the current line. I think there's still value on it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's so funny that he said I sound like Chris Weidman. I'm from Long Island. My family's from Long Island. I was born you always see when Chris Weidman walks out, it says Mineola, New York. I was born in Winthrop Hospital, which is in Mineola, funny enough. So that's probably where that accent comes from. It's just New York or Long Island. Let's go into the last fight here. Chad Anheliger versus Charalampos Grigoriou. What a name. 8-3. He's 31, 5'7" with a 67.5-inch reach. Chad is 12-7. He's 37, 5'6" with a 64-inch reach. Anywhere you get Chad anywhere from minus 140 or plus 141 to plus 130. Get Grigoriou anywhere from minus 157 to minus 175. I played the over in this fight. I think both guys are relatively durable. Both guys relatively durable. You know, Chad likes to get his ass kicked, then comes back and beats people once they death gas. Grigoriou, he's a sharp boxer. He doesn't have crazy KO power or anything, even though his record, he's got a few KOs. I don't think his power is anything to write home about. He's got good grappling. He's got good, sub defense, everything like that. So he'll be able to hang on the ground. I think this fight goes over more clips than not. The over was 1.5 when I took it. I think it's probably still the same, but it's chalk now at minus 2 something. So I don't know. I played it 215 in a parlay with Mike Davis. Key, what do you think? You got any bets on this one?
I have no interest whatsoever in this fight.
What do you think win, Key, though?
I think Grigoriou gets it done. I do think that his boxing is decent. And trusting Chad at this level is nonsense.
Cheryl Lamppost. All right, Cheryl Lamppost.
By the way, just real quick, we missed Moises versus Ramirez. So we were hoping when you walked away you weren't going to notice, so we could get out of here before 9. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna say I love. I think Moises get a sub for this fight, but I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna play this fight personally. But yeah, to move back to Chad and Grigoriou, I've bet the under for his Dana White Contender Series fight, Grigoriou, when he was fighting Smolderman. Smolderman's actually a good fighter. He's a good striker. He's fast. But the problem is he's getting cracked in a lot of fights. So I've seen him drop and hurt in many fights. So to me, that he got a knockout early, that was a high possibility. So that's that. But dude, Grigoriou look on the juice, man. Look his Instagram. He looks to be on some vitamins. So that's something for him here. And he's gonna be the much younger fighter. I mean, Chad is 37 now. Grigoriou's about to be 32, making his debut. Yeah, he has some power. Yeah, he's fighting at the he's training with Sterlings and all these guys. What is the gym? Longo, I think.
Yeah, Law MMA, Sarah Longo.
Yeah, so he's around good training partner. He has decent wrestling. Chad's getting sub a lot, and I don't think Grigoriou has one single sub in his career, but he still have decent grappling, training with high level people on the ground. He has some wrestling. He goes to it at time, but nothing too crazy. I love his leg kicks. I love the fact that he went 5 rounds. I think that he has decent cardio. So I'm not gonna think. I don't think Chad's gonna out cardio him. And yeah, I just feel like we can make a case for Chad because he's a dog. He's not gonna quit. He has experience in the UFC. Probably gonna go the distance. Probably gonna be close. And yeah, Grigoriou's making his debut, and he's a little bit overrated after a big KO. So yeah, man, to me, got to be dog or pass. But I still think that Grigoriou got it done. But I don't have like the strongest read on this fight.
Yeah, so that's the card, guys. I think everyone went. I mean, if you guys really want to go back and talk about how Thiago's is going to beat the shit out of a can, I mean, or people are saying Rich Ramirez is not a can. He's 31. He's 5'11", 71-inch reach. If I remember correctly, like this is they're pulling him out of the LFA. He's the guy on the Contender Series that got flatlined by Prates. Don't get me wrong, nothing wrong with getting flatlined by Prates, but I mean, really, you're going to start him off and they're going to put him up against Thiago Moises. Seems fucked up. Sub Jorge or Diaz. Oh, he's talking about that. Dude, I want Nate Diaz to win that. Jorge can't kick him in the head this time or kick the legs or do anything like that. I mean, that last fight looked horrible.
Or elbow his face off, maybe.
Yeah, or elbow his face off, but it's going to be boxing. I don't know. I think Nate Diaz takes that, honestly. I really hope so, at least.
So,
plus, or he's fat now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be betting this fight. I think Masvidal will probably win, but I don't feel good about it.
Picking a side, no one's putting money on
that. I have now. I mean, let's do the BTL parlay.
Okay, what are you thinking? I'm taking Brian Battle minus 180.
All right, give me the under 2.5 for Osbourne and Filho. It's minus 185.
You said under 2.5.
Yeah, Osbourne Filho minus 185.
Minus 185. Key, what do you want?
You said Filho.
It was something juicy.
Chelsea Chandler plus 126.
Sheesh.
All right.
Plus 442. So the parlay is under 2.5 for Osbourne and Filho, minus 185. Brian Battle, minus 180. Chelsea Chandler, plus 126. Give you plus 442. It's on Bet Online, so if you guys want to ride with us, you can ride with us on it. As always, I'm going to do the Subaru's parlays, and I'm going to try to lock something pretty cool this week. I have some good ideas in mind. Yeah, guys, thanks for listening again. Make sure you guys follow the channel. Make sure you like, comments. It's always good to appreciate you comment and interact with you guys. So it gave us motivation to keep doing the show every week. So yeah, man. So
yeah, the guys, thanks for joining us. Like Dravhy said, happy to be here. I mean, don't get me wrong, we wanted to keep this under an hour, but it is what it is. Thank you, Ian. We appreciate that. As always, Feel best of luck this weekend. Great show. We'll be back every week. We do 7:30 is our normal showtime, guys. You'll see us around. Reach out to us on Twitter. Yeah. We respond there. And we usually have guests for pay-per-views, which is always fun. And we're profitable. So It's free to make money. Come hang out.
We're gonna have a guest next week, a special guest for next week. So I'm not gonna say it right now, but we have a guest for next card, and we're gonna be cooking a big guest for UFC 300.
Nunes, is that next card? Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's gonna be a decent card next week, and we're gonna
actually. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Yeah, we're gonna have a special guest for you guys, and yeah. So as always, for me, you can follow my Dub Club on Twitter. My Twitter, Dravhy_. You can follow all my bets, all my breakdowns. You can join the Telegram. You can follow BTL Broadcast on Twitter.
I agree.
Yeah, probably. I just hope there's some more money that came in on our rebats. So yeah, BTL Broadcast on Twitter. We post the BTL Parlay. We're gonna post the Subaru's parlays, and we're gonna interact with you guys. So if you guys can drop a follow on this on the Twitter, a follow on the channel, would be very appreciated. But yeah, man, best of luck this weekend, boys.
Yep. As always, Picks by Pegasus. I put most of my picks on Twitter. All of them go into Telegram. I also am in a Discord. All this is in my bio. Join the Telegram. I give out lines real early. I track lines real early. Everything the community hates, I love to do. For example, GM3 -140. Tracked it. No blue bubble. -225. And it's free. It'll always be free. I plan to keep it that way, like Robin Hood. Steal from the book, give to the poors, or me. So that's my shtick. Key, take us home, and we'll get us out of here before 9 o'clock.
Key3Picks. Dub Club is in my bio. You can get a 7-day free trial right now. We're up, I think, close to 35, 40 units this year alone. Only had one losing card this year. It's been a great start to the year. I do prize picks, better, bet online, everything on books, underdog fantasy, DFS cores. We have it all. A lot of smart guys in the Discord, so come in and enjoy and chat with us.
All right, guys. That's the show.
Oh, yeah. Good luck.